There's a reason you're here, watching this. There's a reason millions of people secretly fantasize about being James Bond. And let's be clear from the start, it's not really about the gadgets, the cars, or the perfectly timed one-liners. It goes deeper, into a primal part of our psychology. Humans are hardwired to be drawn to archetypes that represent the very qualities they feel are missing in their own lives. When your world feels too small, too predictable, or too controlled by external forces, your subconscious doesn't just pick any hero. It picks the one who embodies ultimate mastery, unshakable competence, magnetic charm, and absolute command over his own destiny. That's why the Bond fantasy resonates so powerfully. It's not about being him. It's about becoming the most potent, capable, and self-directed version of yourself that you know is trapped within. So, let's reframe that iconic image. A man walks away from a burning building, never flinching, never looking back. The explosion is chaos, but his stride remains a study in calm precision. That mental picture isn't iconic just because it's cool. It's iconic because it's a perfect metaphor for everything you wish you could be when life erupts into chaos. You don't actually want his job or his violence. You crave his presence. You long for his emotional mastery. You are drawn to his ability to remain the eye of the storm while the rest of the world panics. Now let's pause and make a crucial distinction. We're not talking about imitating the womanizing or the cold-bloodedness of a bygone era. That's a relic. The Bond we're deconstructing is the archetype, the core principles of competence, calm, and purpose, refined for the modern individual. This isn't about becoming a weapon. It's about becoming a pillar. Let's break down what that magnetic pull truly means, and which parts of this code you can integrate into your own life, starting today. First, and most fundamental, is the principle of unbreakable calm. Let's be precise. Bond isn't fearless. He is fearless. He has trained his fear. In psychological terms, individuals who achieve hyper-competence often do so by refusing to let their environment dictate their internal state. The amygdala, which screams danger for most people, whispers stay sharp to him because he has conditioned a space between stimulus and response. You don't need a license to kill for this. You can start by consciously lowering your voice when others raise theirs, by deliberately slowing your breathing when tension spikes. When your internal state becomes your choice, you stop reacting to the room, and the room begins responding to you. Then comes the pursuit of relentless competence. Notice I didn't say perfection, competence. Bond isn't a savant. He's a dedicated craftsman of his own skill set. He knows languages, vehicles, etiquette, and strategy not because he was born special, but because he made a non-negotiable decision to refuse ordinariness. Modern psychology shows us that identity follows behavior. The more you consistently act like the person you aspire to become, the more your brain accepts it as your new truth. So, the mission is simple, but profound. Pick one high-value skill, just one, and dedicate yourself to it with singular focus. Attack it not with frenzy, but with the disciplined obsession of someone whose future depends on it, because the life you truly want does. Next is the superpower of outcome independence. Bond enters any room, any situation, with a quiet, non-negotiable sense of self-worth. This isn't arrogance, it's a deep-seated knowing. This is why people are instinctively drawn to him. When you stop desperately needing external approval, your entire presence shifts. Your posture changes, your tone evens out, your gaze steadies. True confidence, you realize, isn't loud. It's profoundly calm. And in a world of noise, calm people command attention without ever having to ask for it. This is followed by the art of calculated risk. Most people mistake him for being reckless, but his actions are precise. He only leaps when he has already calculated the odds. Psychology calls this controlled exposure, the practice of systematically expanding your comfort zone through small, deliberate steps. Your mission is to start saying yes to the opportunities that scare you, just enough to be exhilarating, but not so much they are paralyzing. This is the sweet spot where your brain enters a state of flow and where your identity undergoes a silent but powerful upgrade. Then, we have style as a psychological weapon. The tuxedo, the watch. These are not mere vanity. This is the principle of enclothed cognition in action. The scientifically backed phenomenon where what you wear directly influences your psychological processes and your belief in your own capabilities. When you deliberately dress like the version of you that has already succeeded, your body language unconsciously upgrades to match. You stand taller, you speak more clearly, you move with a newfound authority. You begin to act as if you already belong in the room you're trying to enter. Of course, this leads to connection without chains. Look at Bond's key relationships. M, Moneypenny, even Vesper. They are built on a foundation of loyalty, trust, and what psychologists would call a secure attachment style. He cares deeply, but he never loses himself in the connection. This is the pinnacle of emotional independence, something most people crave without understanding the mechanics. The goal is to cultivate a secure sense of self. When you know who you are at your core, you can form deep, meaningful bonds without using them as a crutch. You can love without the desperation of clinging. You can care without the fear of collapsing. And you can connect authentically without ever sacrificing your identity. This balance makes people feel both safe and mesmerized in your presence, a rare and powerful combination. Finally, we arrive at the very core of it all, a mission that is bigger than your momentary moods. Bond could easily vanish into a lifetime of beachside martinis, but he doesn't. Why? Because a sense of purpose will always outrank the pursuit of fleeting pleasure. The psychological evidence is unequivocal. Human beings feel most alive, most motivated, and most resilient when they are contributing to something larger than themselves. Your critical task is to find your personal mission, write it down, and revisit it daily, especially on the days you don't feel like moving. This is the ultimate secret. Discipline becomes effortless when your purpose is loud enough to drown out the whispers of doubt. But here's the truth they never show in the movies. This transformation has a cost. This path requires sacrifice. It means saying no to instant gratification and yes to delayed fulfillment. You will outgrow certain relationships. You will have to confront the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. The unshakable calm is forged in the fire of constant, deliberate practice, not found in a life of comfort. So here is your 90-day challenge to rebuild your identity. Phase 1. Rebuild the body and presence. Train with consistency, not heroism. Fix your posture. Practice holding eye contact. Upgrade your wardrobe one intentional piece at a time. Phase 2. Sharpen the mind. Read one book a week that challenges you. Learn the basics of a high-value skill that makes people pause. Practice initiating one small, positive social interaction each day to rewire social anxiety into social confidence. Phase 3. Lock in the mission. Write your personal code of conduct. Identify and distance yourself from the habits and people that hold you back. Start that one project you've been using excuses to postpone. If you follow this map for 90 days, the person staring back from the mirror will not be the person you were. It will be the person you always knew you could be. James Bond isn't iconic because of what he owns. He's iconic because of who he decided to become. And the moment you make that same decision with clarity and conviction, your reality has no choice but to shift. The name isn't Bond, the name is yours. And your mission begins the instant you decide you are finally done being small. If you're ready to begin, declare it below. Drop your 007 and let's get to work.